Your brain can do a whole lot of cool things. It allows you to think, move, have emotion, and most importantly, it stores all the memories that you have that make you you. But sometimes we can get mad at our memory when we want to remember something and we just can't. This often happens to me while I'm taking a test. And for a long time, I struggled with how to study in order to get the best outcome possible. The key to this is training your brain. So I'm here today to tell you about strategies you can use to make your brain stronger and to ace that upcoming test. First of all, we have all heard of studying, but what you may not know is that frequency is important. The more frequently you look at material, the better it can stick in your brain. Did you also know that information that is distinct is also remembered better? For example, if you saw a tiger wandering through the streets, I bet you would have a hard time forgetting that. The next thing that needs to be focused on is rehearsal. We all know what rehearsal is. Some people like to call it practice. Rehearsal for school and a test should be the same as practicing for the big game or rehearsing for a ballet recital. It doesn't just happen overnight. We need to practice and work for the outcome we want, and that carries over into school as well. So next time you don't want to study, think of the next test as the big game. The next thing we're going to talk about is something I know I am guilty of, and most of the people I know are guilty as well. Cramming. This is waiting till the day before or the night before a test to start studying. I am here to tell you it doesn't work. Instead, you should space out your practice. The idea of spacing out your rehearsal instead of massing all your study together is called the spacing effect. And it works. Now, say you space out your rehearsal. How should you rehearse? One way, called maintenance rehearsal, is just reading your notes over and over again, or repeating things over and over. While this can seem like it's helping right away, it can hurt you in the long run, because this way of practicing makes you forget the information on test day. Instead, you should use something called elaborative rehearsal. This is putting meaning to what you are learning or using a mnemonic device. Mnemonic devices are many things like rhyming what you are learning or using acronyms like PEMDAS to remember better. My favorite mnemonic device is called the method of loci. This is where you imagine a place like your house, and the rooms in your house become the pieces of information you need to memorize. For example, if I were memorizing different colors, my room in my house would be periwinkle, and my sister's room would be blue. Mnemonic devices can be very useful for remembering things you are learning, and they are also fun to come up with as well. Now let's get into some quick tips that can help you remember. First, relate the information you are learning to yourself. This is called the self-reference effect, and it works really well. Second, come up with information yourself. Make up test questions. Draw a picture of what you are learning. I promise it will help. Next, organize what you need to learn to help keep it in order in your brain. This way, when it comes to test day, you know exactly how pieces of information are organized in your brain. Also, test yourself, or have someone else test you. Sit down with a parent or a friend and have them ask you questions about what you are learning. This will be the real test on whether or not you know what your stuff. Not all these devices work the same for every person, but you can find one that works for you. Try each one individually and see if that one works for you, then narrow down the best possible fit for you to learn studying and remember all your information better. Finally, get some sleep before the night of the test. Information is better remembered when it is slept on. And as all your parents always said, eat a big breakfast. And always remember that if you do these things to go into your test confident, your brain is now strong and equipped for any test that is thrown your way. So go get them and remember that you're smart, capable, and ready to go.